Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mitchell. Hey, today's video I'm going to be talking about don't force things to happen with women. Bro, this is like my third time trying to film this video because every time I tried filming it, my microphone like shut off. So I had to give it a couple hours. So hopefully I can remember what it was that I was trying to talk about, because those two ones I filmed, I thought they were pretty good. Now, I am going to try to talk a little slower in my videos just so I can try to articulate what it is that I'm trying to say better. I've noticed that I tend to talk like faster than I can form sentences. But this video in particular is going to be for, it's going to target needy and insecure men. It's kind of, I've done what it is that I'm going to talk about in this video. And if you guys watch any of my videos that I've talked about this in the past, I've had to teach myself how to be a man over the course of my life, because I grew up without a father figure. Like, my dad cheated on my mom, and then my stepdad was just never around. So I grew up basically, around my mom all the time. So when I joke about having more feminine qualities than masculine qualities, well, that's why. Because I've had to teach myself how to be a man over the course of my life, with 29 years at the time of filming this. And some of the relationships that I've had, looking back at my behavior, now I can understand why those ended. And that's why I want to film this video right here. I'm going to give you an example of my most recent relationship, some of the things that I have done before I knew anything about this. I'm going to list off the things that I've done before I knew anything about how men think, how women think, how attraction works, because you don't know what you don't know. So at the time, I thought that was an okay thing to do. But when I come to find out more of like healthier relationships, and how women actually think and operate, that behavior wasn't okay, all right? So this is going to touch on more like masculine roles and then feminine roles right here, okay? So not forcing things to happen is basically, we never want to put a woman in a position where she's forced to make a decision. That's just sales 101. If we can get the prospect, so in this case, our girlfriend, to or the girl we're dating, to come up with the idea themselves, because it's their idea, it's more likely to happen. So if you're dating a girl and she brings up that question, hey babe, we've been, going on dates for a couple months now, what are we? The whole like, what are we? That's her trying to signal, hey, I want to be in a relationship with you. If that's her idea, if she's the one pursuing you, she can't be getting rid of you. And that's what we want throughout the course of our relationship. Now, in the past, before I talk about this girlfriend, I have, and this is one of the things that I talk about too, and I actually learned this one. I learned this one from Corey Wayne, one of my coaches that I study very heavily, but he learned this from Doc Love, who I also study as well. Texting or the phone should be used for setting dates, okay? So that means instead of doing what I've done in the past with every single one of my girlfriends in existence that I've ever had, because I didn't know this, I would be somebody that would text my girlfriends all the time. Because we live in a day and age right now where everybody's on their phone. Everybody is on their phone all the time. So if a girl's ever like, oh, sorry, I was just too busy, you know damn well she's got her fucking phone on her. She was just choosing not to text you back, okay? So, going back to what I was saying, you would think that if you're texting your girlfriend or this girl all the time, that, well, if I'm always in front of her, that means she's thinking of me, she wants to talk to me, that's good. The problem with that is women, for the most part, they don't understand this unless you directly tell them. Doc Love is the one that found this out, which is why I know about this. Women want a man that's a challenge. That means if you're always available and they can text you 24/7, there's no challenge to getting a hold of you, to talking to you, to seeing you, to being with you. There's no challenge there. Okay? Women also read books and watch drama TV shows because they like figuring things out. Women want to live, they want to unravel their own love story. So if you're constantly texting a girl, that sense of mystery and challenge of who you are and trying to get a hold of you is going to diminish over time. And therefore, this girl has no reason to want to see you. And that phone ship that you're in is eventually she's going to get bored and she might go find somebody else, depending on the quality of girl you're with, to have a relationship with. Now, when it comes to setting dates using the phone, that's also a very good way to vet out women. I've had a girl very recently that I really wanted something to happen with. However, I wanted to see if her words matched her actions. So when we started talking, we came to an agreement that we wanted to see each other in person, because she made a comment about like being friends, and I was like, I just want to make this very clear because I just want to make sure we're on the same page. I'm not interested in being just friends. I want to get to know you deeper than that, which is why I'm even asking you to hang out in person in the first place. I just want to see where this goes, like naturally, since we don't know each other. So if we're on the same page, blah, 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 fast forward, she's like, yeah, I want to see you in person. So I said, great. Well, then reach out to me in the future when you know your schedule, and let's get together in person. I would love to see you. And she said, sounds great. It's been several weeks now, and I have not heard from her. So that tells me, okay, well, you said one thing, and now you haven't meant it. Now, could she come back around in the future? Yeah, more than likely. But her actions at the moment, that was weeks ago. And it's kind of rude for you not to get back to me. All right. So that's why we don't want to be texting all the time. All right. If you're constantly texting a girl as well, that could come off as like needy behavior. Like you always have to be in front of her. You always got to be getting her attention. You always got to be talking to her. And that's more feminine behavior. Feminine behavior. So women, they're the ones that should be chasing you, that should be trying to get your validation, that should be trying to get your attention, okay? So before I go into that, let's talk about like what a masculine man's job is. A masculine man. So I would encourage all of you guys to read a book called The Way of the Superior Man by David something. That has been the book so far that has basically, taught me what it's like to be a normal masculine man that I never, like the dad that I never had. There is another book by a guy that, oh God, I wish I could tell. I'm not even going to name it in this video just because it is a really good book that I if I knew the name of it, if it comes up, I'll say it in this video because it's one of my favorite books that I've read so far about like being the father you never had. Which is why I'm always trying to educate myself to become a better person so I can teach my kids in the future how to be a man and what to do, what not to do. So a masculine man's job. So a man is built by God, dude, to pursue his goals, pursue his mission, pursue his dreams, chase the things that he wants. Like men, we're designed to want to get things now, which makes this video topic about not forcing things to happen kind of hard. It's our job to be a leader. It's our job to basically just go out there and focus on building our empire as a man. A woman's job, feminine woman, is built around maintaining and nurturing relationships, giving love, being creative. So it's the woman's job to keep the relationship or to build the relationship. It's not the man's job, okay? Women take time to fall in love and they take time to fall out of love. So, when you don't force things to happen with women, which is very difficult for men because as I just said, men, we're like designed to want to do things right now to get what we want. So if I have the money, so let's say if I had the money for the car that I want right now is a Mercedes-Benz GT63. If I have the money, if I want to trade my E-Class in to go get this car at the Mercedes-Benz dealership, and I know they have it, and I know I can afford it, I'm going to go to that dealership and I'm going to go get that car. Right? If I want to build a business, I'm going to go and do things immediately to try to build that business. If we're dating a girl and it's been a couple weeks and we really like this girl and we want to like lock her down, this is where men will bring up that question. Hey, like I want to get in a relationship with you. How do you feel about that? We do not want to do that, okay? But that's an example, and I'm going to explain why in just a second, but that's an example of men wanting to do things now, and a lot of insecure men who are worried that this girl's going to run off with somebody else if they don't lock her down. That's insecure men are going to be the ones to bring up the relationships, and that is a woman's job to do. Remember, I just got done telling you I grew up with a mom, so I'm more familiar with being a girl at this point than I am with being a guy. And I'm sitting here telling you right now that if I've done this in the past, and that's a woman's job, you don't want to do that. So with this girlfriend right now, or ex-girlfriend I should say, and this one's frustrating. This was the best girlfriend I've ever dated, and she told me I was the best boyfriend she's ever had and still broke up with me. So if you study attachment styles, that should kind of tell you we were in the anxious avoidant trap. Me being the anxious one, her being more avoidant, okay? But in this situation, I'm not shaming her. Like I said, best girlfriend I've ever had. I don't know what she's doing right now, but I hope she's doing awesome. So with this girl right here, I was the one that, now okay, so I don't know how the relationship between us got brought up. Okay, I know where we were at. I can visualize where we were at that time. She was sitting on my lap. We were at a bar, and we got in a conversation about her past. I'm not going to talk about that. But let's just pretend that I brought the relationship up, okay? So if that's the case, let's just say that I'm the one that did it so we can just make this story move forward. I'm the one that brought the relationship up. I'm the one that told her I loved her first. I'm the one that brought it moving in together. And I even talked about like marriage and having kids at some point in the future. Now, while I brought all this stuff up, we were on the same page when I brought it up. So even though I wasn't like talking about, oh, we should do this, but I did bring the ideas up. Now, the whole moving in thing, obviously I brought up the idea of doing it because I was paying XYZ at my apartment, $2,600 for that apartment, and her house, she's only paying $1,800 for that. So, because she bought that several years ago. So I was like, dude, I will move in with you and I'll pay the fucking bills. But guys, right there, that's where I'm going at. So let me go ahead and explain to you why that's not good. So as I just got done telling you, that's a woman's job to bring those things up. So thankfully, her and I were on the exact same page the entire time, but that was a very insecure relationship between both of us. And the more I have time to reflect on that relationship and the more I educate myself on how relationships and attachment and attraction works, the more I can see what I did wrong, what she did wrong, how we can improve moving forward, and so on and so forth. But right there, man, remember I told you, a needy guy is going to bring up a relationship to lock a girl down because we don't want to lose her to potentially someone else. This girl is not the type of girl, thankfully, to go out and just talk to other guys. I was the only dude that she was ever talking to, and I am blessed to have a girl like that. Now, unfortunately, there are some other, things. There's the pros and cons of that, right? We all want a girl that's going to be loyal like that, and I got the loyalty, but I just told you there was insecurities on both of our parts, so it had its ups and downs. Now, in that case, if you bring up the relationship in this example, or moving in, or let's just stick to the relationship one, okay? Because at that point, if you guys are in a relationship, you guys are going to bring up moving in together at some point, unless the girl just naturally moves in with you, okay? But in this situation, if you bring up getting into a relationship with a girl, you're like, hey, babe, hey, I want to, it's been a couple weeks, we've been dating, and, I want to be in a relationship with you. How do you feel? You have to understand that women are like cats, okay? So if you ever call a cat over to you, it's not going to listen to you. It's going to be like, no, piss off, I'll come to you when I want. But if you chase a cat or you try to force a cat to sit on you and pet you, so you're pressuring it, in that case, by forcing it, you're pressuring it, it's going to run the hell away. Women are the same way, bro. Women, they need time to feel if they really want to be in a relationship with you. So if you ask her that question and it's at a time where she's not sure if she wants to be there, if she wants to be in a relationship with you or not, you're pressuring her, and that's when you're going to hear things like, oh, I'm not ready for a relationship, or oh, I don't know if I can be committed right now. I need time to like work on myself before I get into something like that. She's gonna say some bullshit answer like that. That basically means I want to be in a relationship, but I don't want to be in it with you because I haven't decided through my feelings. I don't feel enough to want to be in a relationship with you. All right. So if you never, your job as a man, and I got this from my coach, Corey Wayne, is to hang out, have fun, and hook up. So if you just focus on taking a girl out and then trying to hook up with her at the end of the night, you're never going to have to worry about bringing up that question, because at some point in time, the woman is going to bring it up, because I told you they are designed by God or whatever to do that, okay? So now that I'm assuming that this is a normal, healthy girl that came from a normal, healthy family, all right? But, even if she's not, insecure women will do this too, because insecure women who have like anxiety problems, they're going to be like, I don't know what's going on with you, and I need to make sure that we're on the same page. But it's been 2 months. Okay, it takes about 2 months it takes about 2 to 3 months from my experience before a girl's like kind of like head over heels for you and wants to get in a relationship with you. So, if you're a guy and it's been like a month and you're asking that question, bro, you're going to get rejected almost every single time, unless you were in that situation where I talked about, where that girl that I was talking about, that ex-girlfriend, the first time we hung out was the first time we started dating, right? That's a big no-no, bro. That in itself should be a major red flag. And yet I'm still telling you that was the best relationship I've been in, because in general, the girl in general, fucking awesome, right? But I hope you guys can get the point of this, right? Even if it comes time to like asking a girl about moving in together, what's typically going to happen if you guys live apart, if you guys like aren't with your parents or with like roommates, or what's typically going to happen. So I live in a house by myself right now. What usually happens is the girl starts like eventually like leaving stuff over at your house, and then eventually you're just gonna be like, hey, here's a key, you can just come over whenever you want. And then she's gonna start staying at your house. Now this part, when it comes to moving in together, I don't really know if it makes a big deal if the guy brings it up or not, right? Because I've only been in this situation one time. Like, that was a girl I lived with that I moved in with her. But now that I live in my own place, well, I mean, I've always lived in my own place. But in that situation, she lived in a house and I was in an apartment. It made sense to go there. But now that I'm in a house, if a guy does bring up this topic, say, hey, we've been dating for quite some time now, and I would really like to start seeing you more. Listen, I'm gonna offer that you're able to move in with me, or we can get another place. I don't want to force this on you. So if you've thought about that at this point in time, go ahead and get back to me on that, on what you think we should do whenever you've thought about it. That could be a way on how you can bring up the idea of like moving in together. But then again, at the same time, guys, if you're bringing it up, it's not her idea. So let's actually just don't bring it up to begin with, okay? Because the idea here, no matter what, the idea is everything that happens in a relationship, whether that's dating, getting married, moving in, having kids, okay? If it's not like, if it's something major like that, we want the woman to choose to do it with you. So do not bring up moving in together, okay? Do not do that. I know I just gave you an example, but please don't. Now, as far as like setting dates go, no, that's a man's job to set dates, okay? The man's job should be to focus on his work, his mission, and then to invite the girl to join him to do something and to go out on a date and then hook up with her. But as far as all the other major things go that I just mentioned, leave that for the women, okay? I'm telling you right now, if you leave that for the girls, guys, when the girl brings it up, you're going to notice, because she's bringing it up, she's choosing to be with you, okay? So she's chasing you, she's pursuing you, she's moving closer to you, she's going to become emotionally invested in you, because she's choosing to go past these like major milestones with you. She's not going to want to get rid of you, because she's investing time and energy, and like her her body basically like in you, right? So I'm gonna end the video here, guys. Hopefully you can understand now that, you know, forcing things on women, that's just weakening the insecure behavior. I just told you that I did this in the past. Please don't do that. That's not a very manly thing to do, and I had to learn this, unfortunately, the hard way. However, I am blessed to say that I am glad that everything that happened in my life did happen, because nothing happens by accident, and the situations I've been in with those women have forced me to become the man that I am today, and that is something I am very thankful for, and I'm thankful for every relationship that I've been in. Now, if you are a guy that is looking to get better at dating or relationships and maintaining them long term, my new book is finally available. You're going to see a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that, and then you'll see a video on the next page that's going to explain how this book will help you get better at dating and relationships, okay? And then you can decide based on that video if this book is worth investing in. Also, if you see a link in the description, my coaching is finally available. That means I have open time slots for you guys if you want to work on with me one-on-one and really fast track your life. I usually help with personal development, mindset, confidence, you know, with relationships, personal life, business, careers, making more money. Same thing with the book. There will be a video on the next page that explains how my coaching will help you and why it's so effective, and that's going to be up to you to decide if you want to work with me. With that being said, guys, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.